Now we can look at how you use hormones to regulate blood pressure. We will start with the renin-angiotensin system. This is a group of hormones that act to raise blood pressure. We will begin with the liver. The liver makes angiotensinogen and secretes it into the blood. So your liver keeps a supply of angiotensinogen in your blood. Okay, angiotensinogen is an inactive hormone. So it's not doing anything. I think of it like a can of SpaghettiOs. It's just sitting there in your cabinet in case you need it. That's how angiotensinogen is. Then we have the kidney. Your kidney filters your blood. As it does so, it's monitoring your blood pressure. It will respond to a drop in blood pressure. Your kidney also responds to norepinephrine, sympathetic stimulation. So if your kidney detects that blood pressure is going down, or your kidney gets sympathetic stimulation, it secretes renin. Renin is an enzyme, and it converts angiotensinogen to angiotensin 1. So now when you have this renin enzyme in your blood, the renin and the angiotensinogen mix together in your blood, and you get angiotensin 1. Next, we go to the lungs. Your lungs contain an enzyme. It's called ACE for short. It stands for angiotensin converting enzyme. Now you have angiotensin 1 flowing in your blood. Your blood flows through your lungs, and as it does, the angiotensin converting enzyme in your lungs converts it to angiotensin 2. Angiotensin 2 is your active hormone. Remember when I said that angiotensinogen is like SpaghettiOs? It's inactive. It's there in case you need it. Renin is like the can opener that you use to open your can of SpaghettiOs. Then the ACE in the lungs is like the microwave. You warm up your SpaghettiOs. Angiotensin 2 is your lunch that's ready to eat. This is your active hormone. This hormone has synergistic partners. So think back to chapter 17. You learned about hormones that can work together as synergistic partners. So the next thing that angiotensin II is going to do is get its partners. Angiotensin II goes to the hypothalamus, and it stimulates the hypothalamus, which then stimulates the posterior pituitary, which secretes ADH, which is antidiuretic hormone. It also goes to the adrenal cortex. Remember, the adrenal glands are the two little glands that sit on top of the kidneys. The medulla is the inner part, the cortex is the outer part. Angiotensin II stimulates that outer cortex. It then secretes aldosterone. ADH and aldosterone are the two synergistic partners of angiotensin II. So over here, we can put that angiotensin II will go stimulate the hypothalamus, which then stimulates the posterior pituitary, which secretes ADH, or antidiuretic hormone. Angiotensin II also stimulates the adrenal cortex, which secretes aldosterone. So now you have a set of 3 hormones: ADH, aldosterone, and angiotensin II. These 3 hormones are going to work together to raise blood pressure. Okay, now we can look at the effectors and see what they do to raise blood pressure. This row represents our effectors. These are the body parts that are going to respond to the hormones and do the actual work of raising the blood pressure. The first one is the hypothalamus. This is where you control thirst. These hormones stimulate the hypothalamus to make you feel thirsty. If you feel thirsty, you will drink. And when you drink, you increase your blood volume. And if you refer back to that chart we made before, you'll see that when you increase blood volume, you increase blood pressure. The next effector is your blood vessels. These hormones cause vasoconstriction. So they're going to make the blood vessels get more narrow. When you do that, you increase resistance. And increasing resistance increases blood pressure. Our third effector is the kidney. These hormones tell the kidney to make less urine. If they make less urine, that means more blood is left, more water is left in the blood. So by leaving more water in the blood, you increase blood volume, which increases blood pressure. So here is the renin-angiotensin system. This is the group of 3 hormones that act to raise blood pressure. You do this when blood pressure is low or when you have norepinephrine. Next, we can look at ANP. This hormone is secreted by the heart. So this begins if blood pressure is too high. High blood pressure will overstretch your heart. When your heart is being overstretched, your right atrium secretes ANP, which is atrial natriuretic peptide. This is a hormone that acts to lower blood pressure. It has 2 effectors. The first effector is the kidney. ANP will stimulate the kidney to make more urine. This will remove water from the blood. So you reduce blood volume, which reduces blood pressure. The second effector is your blood vessels. ANP causes the blood vessels to vasodilate. This reduces resistance, which reduces blood pressure. A third thing that ANP does is it inhibits the renin-angiotensin system. So it is both actively reducing blood pressure through its effects on the kidneys and blood vessels, and it's preventing another system that would counteract this and raise blood pressure. So here is ANP, the one hormone that lowers blood pressure.